Welcome to Community Kitchen from my kitchen. My name is Miss B. I'm one of the children's librarians, and I also help run Community Kitchen and Kids Community Kitchen. So we're going to be cooking from home, all of us are today, and we're going to be making some fun and quick and easy dressings for our veggies and our meats, and we can pretty much put these on anything. I'll talk a little bit more about the green goddess dressing that we're going to be making and the blackberry vinaigrette that we're going to be making. We're going to be using our handy dandy blender, or an immersion blender is just fine, whatever you have at home. And I'll walk you through the steps of making both. They keep in the fridge, they go on chicken, they go on pork, they go on veggies, make a salad. But like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about them as we go through each one. But welcome, and the recipes are going to be posted when we post the videos, and we'll give you ways that you can contact me and Teresa if you have any questions or need a little help with the recipes once you get going on them yourselves. So welcome to Community Kitchen from my kitchen, and let's get started. This is what our dressing looks like when we're all done. A nice deep purple color. I left some of the blackberry pieces in there. That's what I like, but you're welcome to strain them out. It's completely your choice. Very simple to do. I like to salt and pepper at the end, and so I've got my airtight little mason jar right here that I'm going to pour it in, and I'm going to use my salt and my pepper and taste it, and then I'm going to keep it in the fridge for when I make a salad later. So here we go. Just pour it right in here. Oop, a little more. That's okay. So I'll put a little more in a different container later, but let me show you. So a little salt, a little pepper, and then I did grab a spoon to give it a little taste. There we go. You can also, if you've got your kiddos with you, feel free to just, and there goes my spoon. Oh well. Put your jar on and give it to the kiddos and let them shake it up. Shake it up, just make sure they don't send the glass flying across the room. That would be bad. All right, so we open it up, give it a little taste, and we're good to go. That's our blackberry vinaigrette, ready to go. It tastes great on anything, salad dressings especially, it's great. But, oh, there goes Charlie. She's looking for handouts. It tastes really great as a pork marinade or chicken. Just make sure, because it's got a lot of natural sugars in it, if you're going to throw it on the grill or anything like that, use it in direct heat so that you don't char the outside of meat before it cooks. But it's great. It's all purpose. It's delicious. And so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much. We're going to make our green goddess dressing now, and this is another one I love because basically you just throw it all in the blender and hit the button and then it all comes together for you. So I'm going to walk you through all of the ingredients and tell you what you can swap out for if there's maybe something you don't love. You can, this is a very flexible recipe, so if you don't love one of the ingredients and you want to swap it out, that's totally fine. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do to cater this dressing to you. So we've got our blender, so we're just going to put everything one at a time. So we've got a big handful of parsley, flat leaf, Italian, curly, whichever is your jam, totally fine. I've got the flat leaf, so in it goes. Another big handful of basil. There goes one of my basil leaves. So we've got our basil leaves right here. Throw it right in there. The blender will do the work for us. Oh, a little more basil got left behind. We've got 1 clove of garlic. This is something, if you don't love garlic and you'd rather use like part of a shallot or something like that, as long as it adds up to about 2 teaspoons or so of whatever you choose is totally fine, but I have a garlic clove, so in it goes. All right, and then we've got our green onions. Make sure you chop off the white ends because those are a little bit tough in the dressing. And then if you want to just like break them in half like that, and then we just throw our onions right in here like that. Our blender's getting pretty full, like that. Part of what makes green goddess dressing green goddess is an avocado. It makes it nice and creamy, makes it feel like we've put a lot of fat in there. Well, we have, but it's just very healthy fat. So we've got our avocado. We're going to put it right in there. All right, we've got chives. Again, if you don't like chives and you'd rather mellow the dressing out, you can leave them out. You can swap them out for something else, do something a little more mild. You want to add more basil, more parsley. That's totally up to you if you want to really change up, and you can swap it out for something like mint, and it would change the the taste of the dressing pretty significantly, but if that's something that you like, please feel free to experiment. So I've got some chives, like I said, about a heaping tablespoon of chives right in here we go. All right. And then we've got our lemon. So we're gonna do the juice of 1 lemon and then a little bit of zest. If you don't like lemon zest, you think it's too much for you, just leave it out. That's not a problem. I've always been taught, scrape off any seeds that you see and then just squeeze it cut side up right over your hand so that any seeds will go into your fingers. There you go, easy peasy. There's 1. And there's 2. There we go. Oh, get some seeds out. And then I'm going to use a little bit of zest. So I'm just going to do a little bit of lemon zest right into our dressing. Just make sure that when you do your lemon zest, you don't get any of the pith that's going to make your dressing really bitter, and that's not going to taste good. All right, so there goes our lemon zest right in there. And then we've got a couple of wet ingredients to add in. This is also, if you'd like to be flexible, feel free. It's pretty traditional to use a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some olive oil. Some people do a splash, some people do specific regimens. About 2 tablespoons to 1 teaspoon, give or take. More of the oil and less of the vinegar. Just a little splash of the vinegar and a bigger splash of the olive oil because we've already got that nice fat in there of the avocado. So a little bit there. And if you have unfiltered apple cider vinegar, my friends, just make sure you put your top on and you give it a good shake so you get everything at the bottom. Okay? All right. So a little splash right there. Very good. And then a bigger splash of our olive oil, whatever brand is your favorite. 1, 2. There we go. We're almost ready to go. Again, I like to reserve my salt and pepper for the end. If you like to salt and pepper at the front, that's totally fine, whatever you want to do. We've got our lid here ready to go, and we've got water here that we're going to stream in through the top of our blender once we get going. Now, if you want a different taste or texture, you're more than welcome to use buttermilk or something else that, if you want a little creamier, some almond milk, some regular milk, you're welcome to do that. It does change the taste of the dressing, but I know people tend to like maybe their Green Goddess dressing to taste a little bit ranch-like, and that's where some buttermilk would come in handy, and you're more than welcome to swap that out. It's about 3/4 a cup of liquid, but again, I'm just going to use water, but it's completely up to you. All right, so I'm going to do this off camera because it's very loud and everyone knows what a blender sounds like. Basically, we've got all of our ingredients in here. I'm going to put my lid on right here and I'm going to leave the opening out. If you have a towel handy that maybe you want to cover it up with, you're more than welcome to do that. And we're going to get started, and then when we're all done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, friends? All right, so here we have our Green Goddess dressing. If you've ever made it before, you know that it's got the herbs floating in it, so it's got some nice texture to it. We're gonna add our salt and pepper, and remember, because in this recipe we use water, so don't be shy about your seasonings. So probably a good couple of teaspoons, if not almost a tablespoon of salt, and a couple of good cracks of black pepper. Go big, there we go, very good. And again, just like with any dressing, if you don't quite like the way it turned out, feel free to play with it. A little more salt, a little more pepper. You can always, put it back in the blender and add some more garlic, or if you'd rather have an onion in there, you can play with it. This is just kind of a blank canvas recipe for you to swap and choose and decide once you make it once what you like and what you don't. But I've got my spoon here, give it a nice stir. And then you give it a little taste. Tastes good. All right. So there we go. There's our Green Goddess dressing. And Green Goddess is it's a great salad dressing if you like making like a, tuna niçoise or just a plain old tuna fish sandwich. This is a really cool swap in for like a mayo or something like that. It tastes great on potato salad. So you can really try anything. It makes a good dip for your meats if you want to give that a try. But I like to put it in some nice hearty greens, some arugula, some kale, with whatever salad toppings I feel like having. All right, so my friends, those were our healthy salad dressings. Thank you for joining me at Community Kitchen in my kitchen. I hope everyone is well. Stay safe, wash your hands, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.